I keep explaining that to some people that it's not about doing 10 exercises, even if you do one exercise, but you know what you're doing. Like, I'm targeting maybe my arms, I'm trying to tone my arms or something like that. It's better than just going around like doing everything.
Kick.
What if everything you've been told about losing weight, getting toned, fixing your body is actually what's holding you back? In a previous episode, I had the privilege of sitting down with Nandi, a female fitness instructor, and we got to talking. We talked about the realities of weight loss, strength training, and building muscle, and also sustainable nutrition from a woman's perspective. But today we are taking it a step further. We're going to look at it from a different lens. We're going to see what happens when we get a different perspective. So I welcome you again to another episode of the Cinnamon Beauty Podcast. This is a space where we recognize that beauty is so much more than what you see in the mirror. It's the resilience, the courage, and the faith we all carry inside. I'm your host, Lucky, and in this episode, we're joined by a Dubai based fitness instructor. He's going to take us through the do's and don'ts. It's not about fixing it. It's not like a quick fix thing. He's going to tell us what he's seen on different journeys of women that he's worked with in the gym, what works, what doesn't work, and the constant mistakes that he sees women making in the gym. So if that feels like your vibe and you feel like you really want to know more about fitness, stay tuned, stay with me, and let's get into it. Hi, Najib. How are you?
Hi, Lucky. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Just actually, before we get into the episode, I wanted to introduce you properly. Now, for those that
Yeah.
don't know Najib, I met Najib when I was still living in Dubai a few years ago, and I've been following his journey through like the fitness. He's a fitness instructor, so most of his social media has him working out. He's with these celebrities, he's with these executives, and like everything is about gym with Najib. So I've been following him, and to be honest, I'm in awe of his work. So when you actually agreed to come on to this episode, I was thrilled because I've been following your work for a while. So Najib
Oh,
combines strength training with simple lifestyle changes so that he makes it easy for you to stay fit, for you to want to get toned, for you to lose weight. So I'm so glad to have you here, Najib. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, Lucky? I hope you're well. Hope you're
I'm
doing
very
great.
well.
And we miss you here in Dubai.
I miss you too. Trust me, like actually I was looking at you guys. I think you met up for something, some celebration, Eid or something with the gang. I don't want to mention them here, but I think I saw
Yeah,
it on Ashley's page or something like that. And I missed you guys. But
yeah.
maybe soon. Pray I'll come as a property owner. Not
Okay.
yeah. But so
All
how are
right.
you? How are you doing? How is Dubai? How is the situation there?
Fine. I'm not complaining. That's what I can say. The situation is good so far. I mean, a couple of months, a couple of weeks, we had a few issues with the ongoing war that has been going on. But again, we are in one of the safest countries, and everybody, I think, who is living here in the UAE, they're very much sure and very much like they trust so much what the government of the UAE can really do and what it takes like for them to really protect the people that are in this country. Yeah, so nothing to worry about. Everything is okay. Business is really doing great, and yeah,
Okay, Najib, thank you for sharing that, and I'm glad you're okay. As someone that has
Yeah,
lived in Dubai for a while, I know that Dubai is actually the safest place. Like I always explain to
yeah,
people here that um, once you've lived in Dubai, living anywhere else becomes so hard because everything in Dubai works, everything, like, I don't know. So it's just harder to live anywhere else, but I'm so glad you're doing okay.
yeah, true, true. Like, yeah, I mean, for sure, if you live in Dubai and move to somewhere else, everything, like, I think Dubai spoils a little bit.
Yes.
You have high-end, stuff like, amenities, you have high-end gyms, so clean and all these things. So once you move out of Dubai and then try these, like, other things in other countries, you feel like, oh, okay, I think it is just something else, like, like in Dubai. So yeah, it spoils a little bit, that's
Yeah,
for
it
sure.
does. So I've
Hmm.
been watching your fitness journey, and to be honest, you're inspiring. Like you have the perfect body, I would think. But and I've also seen you work with different people. You've been at the I think
Yeah,
I missed you, but I was at the expo in Dubai, and I think you were there too. But
yeah.
I wanted to ask, you've worked with lots of women, I would presume, but what's the biggest misconception women have about losing weight and getting toned?
So the biggest misconception, the biggest myth that women have is getting into the fitness world, fearing that they would become bulky. They'll have all these big muscles they see on guys that in the gym that hit the gym. But making that clear, I don't think it is something to really worry about because women don't have this hormonal profile like that can really aid muscle building. And I will tell you, like, even actually ladies that struggle to build enough muscle than too much muscles. So that is one of the misconceptions, like really women have. So just getting into the gym, just know you're just gonna feel better, you're just going to look good, you're just going to be more confident here. So it is many things that you can look at than just having these misconceptions that don't make sense.
No, I actually I'm glad that you spoke about that because that's one of the things that I think even me up to now as someone that goes to the gym,
Yeah,
I fear that because yesterday I was actually talking to someone and I was saying, do you like women that have muscles and it's good to have a male perspective. That's why I wanted you on today because sometimes
yeah,
women have this thing. They say, "God, I don't want to be like a man." I was actually going to talk to you in Luganda, but I
I
was
know.
like, it's like,
I've had that all the
yeah.
time. I still have clients that have been training for well, like quite some time, and they still tell me the same thing. But like having somebody who is a professional, who is somebody who is really knowledgeable, and someone who is really experienced, can clear out these things from your mind, like, and make sure that you understand what you're really doing and what is really the truth about training.
Okay, that's good because I think now because I've had now this is the second episode on that, and I feel now we have debunked that. That is like just take that out of your mind. Like there is nothing that is going to make you bulk up so like such that you're like a man, like and all those fears. I think unless you're a bodybuilder and unless you're
Yeah,
intentionally doing it to be muscular and to build muscles, I think that's something women shouldn't worry about. So
100%.
I wanted to ask this because from your experience working in Dubai with women, because as someone that lived and worked in Dubai for a while, there's like you can get so caught up in the busyness of life that you don't even have time to go to the gym because like when I worked there sometimes you'd have like a job where you have only one day off and then you have another job where maybe like even what you eat you don't care what you're eating because it's like as long as I've eaten so it's like you don't have time to think about what you're eating, are you working out? So how does the stress and lifestyle of Dubai or anywhere else how do the long hours affect fitness results? Like how does that affect how your results will be if
Yeah,
yeah.
Yes, if you look at Dubai, it is a fast-paced city, okay? People are really busy. People have demanding schedules. People have like, always flying in and out. So all these things keep the women so inconsistent with their fitness journeys. But I will tell you one thing. If somebody would just want to really get better at managing all these fast-paced schedules and travels and all that, they need to get into a proper structure and they need to get into a proper routine, and that can be helped by somebody who is really a professional in that field that can help them out. So if you think things are over the place, just try to look out for somebody who can really give you a proper structure, how you can manage your fitness lifestyle, uh, regardless of all these busy schedules, demanding routines and all these things. Yes,
Okay. So what you're essentially saying is that it's important to invest in a trainer if you can, or at
a
least
hundred
someone that's,
percent.
yeah, someone that's going to advise you on what you should be doing and what you shouldn't be
Yes,
doing. So,
yeah,
if I came to you today, or a woman came to you today, and she said, "I want to lose weight and still build muscle,"
yeah.
what would my workout look like? What would the workout for that woman look like?
So definitely we focus on more of strength training. So many people that really starting out, if it depends, like it goes back to how your schedule is, how much you're going to commit to your training, how much you're going to commit to the structure of whatever I'm going to put in place. So from that, but it is very good to start with 3 to 4 days of strength training, okay, and do 1 or 2, 3 sessions of cardio sessions. I think that could be really better and it can be really fixed into someone's routine that is really busy. So 3 to 4 sessions a week is perfect. You
Okay.
understand? And
Mm.
like 1 to 3 cardio sessions is also good. So I think if you have a better structure uh, that can really fit your routine, definitely it can work out.
Okay, so what I'm hearing in this is because in recent years there's been this debate of cardio versus strength training, and it's like what you're saying now is that both of them are important. That's what I'm hearing, that both are important.
Yes.
But it's like some people these days they have taken out completely cardio. They don't do cardio because if I'm being honest, as someone that
Yeah.
goes to the gym, for me, I feel like cardio is harder than strength training because it's like you get tired.
Okay.
You get tired when
Okay.
you're doing the
Yeah.
the cardio. So I don't know. I think that's what I'm hearing when you say that. So in your professional opinion, you would say that both of them are important. Is one of them more important? Is strength training more important, or is cardio more important, or are they equally important?
I'll break it down like this. So they are both important, depending on what goals you're working around with, okay? What goals you're trying to achieve. But I would say the main focus should be on strength training, okay? Unless when your cardio is you're trying to perform, like, performance cardio, where you're gonna have high intensity workouts, right? And but there are very many types of cardios that you can really do. So you can also, because if you look at somebody who's strength training, okay, and they want to kick in some cardio that is going to help them burn a little bit of more calories, okay, that should be less impact cardio, like steady state cardio, where you're not going to have your heart rate like all the way to the roof. It will be around 120, like 125 to 135. That is okay. You're not going to be dying in the gym like,
Mm.
doing cardio. But if your goal is to perform, definitely you will have to really work like, a little bit harder than the cardio that I just talked about. So definitely it depends on what goals that you're working. like around with, or maybe you're working towards to. Uh, s- so yeah, I mean they're both equal, but it depends on the goals. It depends on the goals. That's what I can say.
Okay, okay. So, okay, usually in
Yeah.
the gym when I go on my treadmill, I do 160. Is that good enough?
160 what?
Like my heartbeat, like okay, it's like the heartbeat is at 160.
Your heartbeat is at 160. You're actually training for that heart rate zone is endurance.
Ah, okay, because that's what
So
that's I try to
you
get
try
my heart rate to
you
160. I try to get
yeah,
it
yeah.
to
So
160.
yeah, 160. You are probably in a zone four. I think zone four. Yeah, zone four,
Ah,
zone five, if I'm not mistaken.
okay.
So you're probably training for endurance, definitely. So if it's just fat loss, a lower heart rate that I've said, like from, well, let me 125 to 135, is still fine.
Hmm.
Yeah, it is still okay
Okay.
as long as your nutrition is dialed in, like everything is on point. You're in a deficit. So if you're focusing on improving your cardiovascular, like maybe you're trying to improve your VO2 max, or maybe you're trying to improve your, like your better resting heart rate. So definitely you can look at, like high intensity, like cardio.
Okay, that's good. And I'm glad you spoke about nutrition because okay, the reason I do the cardio for me is because I noticed I was getting very tired very easily. Like even getting up a flight of stairs, I would be panting. You'd think that there's something like happening, but so that's why I actually do cardio because I feel I
Yeah.
need to endure more, like you
M-
said, endurance.
But
But yeah.
has it helped a little bit?
Yes, a little bit it has helped because to be
Okay,
honest,
that's good.
yeah, I used to be like it's like how do you this say in Uganda? It's like what's this broiler chicken where you don't
Ah,
have
okay.
any endurance, any like energy. So that's why I do cardio. But I'm glad that you spoke
Yeah.
about nutrition because I think a lot of people have this misconception that everything ends in the gym, and if I go to the gym, that is done. But I think you have to also focus on the nutrition, and I'm glad that you spoke about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you were to kind of okay, let's say now, like for me, I'm like 5'11". Let's say my target weight is like 70 kgs. Um,
No.
what nutrition would you say for me that okay, you need to eat in this deficit? Like you need to eat at least this amount of calories a day. Can you like kind of dial that down a bit? Like make it, explain it, break it down.
Yeah, so if I'm to calculate your calories that you're supposed to eat, for you to maybe lose fat, or you're supposed to be in a slight deficit. That is like 200 to 300 calories, like above your like less than your maintenance.
Hmm.
So like your maintenance calories, okay? So just the basic that I can say, if I'm to calculate your calories, definitely your age. I need to know your age, your activity level, your height, yes, definitely, and your weight. So all these, so if I get all these, I can know what your BMR, which is the basal metabolic rate, okay, that is that you are supposed to have, like for you to really perform, like that is the number of calories that you're supposed to eat for you, just your body to perform, like your brain to work, for you able to maybe wake up and get here and there. Okay, so once I get that number, then definitely I look at the total daily expenditure. So from the total daily expenditure, that is where I slightly take off some calories, like you to be in a deficit of 200 or 300 for you to see the results of losing weight. Okay, and definitely on top of that, if we add on some like activity, like working out, definitely you will have results. And that is how it is supposed to be done. It is not just going to the gym. You need to understand these numbers. Once you understand these numbers, then the goals that you're focusing on, like weight loss, will be way too easy.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
yeah. So what you're trying to say exactly is that for every person it's different. It's not a one size fits all. It's every
Yes.
person, it's
A
individually
100%.
based.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. We have different body types. We have, like I said, I need your height, I need your age, I need your activity level, like, how much you're active throughout the day. And I need your, what did I forget? Height, age, weight, and your activity level, yes. So definitely not everybody's the same.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So it is not a one size or maybe fit all thing, like
Hmm.
to get to these numbers. So
Okay.
everybody has like different numbers if you to look at these things.
Okay. All right, that's good. I'm glad that you broke that down because I think a lot of people, that's where we go wrong. You go to
Yeah.
Google, now there's AI, you just say, oh, I want this, I
Chat
want this.
GPT.
Yeah. So I think sometimes you just go with the trend that, oh, Lucky is doing this, let me do that as well. But I think you also, like what you said, it has to be broken down specifically for each
Yes,
individual. So recently, I've seen
sure.
a lot of trainers, they are pushing creatine as a
Yeah.
supplement and as something to help with building muscle and all that. But is it necessary for anyone that's trying to tone up and build muscle? Is it necessary to take creatine?
So I would say creatine is not essential. That is the right word that I can say. But everybody should know it is one of the most researched and the one of the most researched uh, supplement on the market that is science-based on improving strength, gaining a little bit of muscle, and like improving your performance. So if the goal is to gain some muscle, if your goal is to increase or maybe get better on your performance, somebody or anybody will need to get onto creatine. But it's not like it is not essential for everybody. But again, we should not forget that it has other benefits than just building muscle or maybe increasing your performance. It improves also your cognitive function, your brain function. Okay, so other people can take it just for that. Okay, but I would prefer everybody to jump onto any supplement after uh, getting a go ahead by the physician, or maybe doing a blood test and then asking a professional if they're supposed to really get onto that supplement. But
Okay.
creatine has no problem. It is one of the most researched supplements, and it is okay to have creatine.
Okay, thank you for clearing that up for me because I was afraid to start taking it because I have this thing of there's always a side effect to these things and you don't know what you're putting in your body. So that's why
Yeah.
I wasn't yet on it because I want to tone up and build muscle, but then I also don't want to start putting something that I don't understand in my body. So that's actually why I asked the question about creatine. Because usually every trainer now will tell you, oh, you need to take creatine, you need to take creatine. So I needed you to kind of explain that. And thank you
No,
for that. But then on that
you're
note
welcome.
of creatine, what other supplements would you recommend for someone to take? Someone that's maybe they're working out, trying to lose weight. Are there any good supplements you'd recommend, especially for women, since that's like most of my audience, especially for women? What supplements would you recommend?
Okay, so I would say this, like I've said, to jump onto any supplement, you need to know why you are going to use that supplement, and you need to really understand where your deficiency is, to get onto those supplements. So what I could say, some of the essentials, okay, that I can break down and maybe mention here, uh, protein is a good supplement if you're trying to build onto muscle, like build some muscle, or maybe focusing on muscle recovery, or maybe trying to reach your protein goal. So, okay, to make this clear, supplements are building blocks, like they fill in the gaps where nutrition is lacking, but they don't replace nutrition.
Mm.
So the baseline of everything is you being dialed in proper nutrition, having a proper balanced diet. Okay, so if you can really have all these macros that you're supposed to have, or maybe all these micronutrients that you're supposed to have from natural food, you may not need supplementation. But again, like I've said, if they're feeding blocks, like where maybe nutrition lacks here and there, then you need to supplement. So the first one can be protein that I can recommend. Okay, so it aids on in muscle recovery. It aids on in like muscle repair. And maybe the second one is creatine. Of course, we've talked about creatine. We've talked about the benefits of creatine. It has a lot of benefits. And maybe if you are deficient on vitamin D, but you can only know that if you do your blood work. Okay. So that is one of the essential that you can also get onto vitamin D. And maybe another one I can say omega-3. So omega-3 is also a very good supplement that you can jump onto if at all you're not having enough like omega-3 like food sources like fish. Okay, so you can get onto that and then fill in these lacking, blocks from nutrition. So
Okay.
I could say that maybe the last one I can mention is caffeine. Like many people they cannot function if you don't have a cup of coffee in the morning. You understand? And coffee contains this caffeine, like it helps in performance and all that. So yeah, I mean, those did I mention four or five?
You mentioned quite a bit. You mentioned quite a
Yeah,
few because
five.
there's
I think
protein,
yeah.
creatine, omega-3,
Omega-3,
vitamin
vitamin
D,
D.
and then caffeine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, when you talk about caffeine, that excites me because I like my coffee. I like my coffee black in the morning. So I like my coffee. So thank you for that. And I'm also glad that you're breaking this down because a lot of us have been sold this quick fix thing where you don't actually understand what you're doing. You're just
Yeah,
following the trend. Like people are doing this, so let me do it. So I'm glad that you're breaking that down because a lot of people, and that's what I was prefacing when I was doing the intro, like a lot of people understand your body. You need to understand your own body, know what works, what doesn't work, not just following, oh my God, it's trendy. Maybe the Kardashians are doing it, or this one is doing it, or Najib is doing it. Like, I think it's about understanding your own body. So, on that note,
true.
yeah, on that note, what are the biggest mistakes you see a lot of women make in the gym? Because Najib, I'll tell you, when men go to the gym, it's like they are meant to be in the gym. But
Okay.
when us women go to the gym,
Everyone is meant to be in the gym.
it's like it's rocket science for most women. Like you just go in there and you're just saying, what am I doing even? Like what is this thing for? What is this thing for? So it's what are the biggest mistakes you see women make in the gym?
I think one of the biggest mistakes women do in the gym is I've I've seen a couple of women fearing to lift weights. Okay, what they only do, get into the gym, get in the treadmill, maybe get a skipping rope, jump around, which is good. You're trying to stay fit, but maybe you don't know what to do. Okay, that's when you need help. So maybe women doing too much of that kind of training and maybe them fearing to lift weights. I think those are some of the mistakes they do in the gym. I mean, they need to understand lifting weights has a lot of benefits, okay? They can get from it than just like, doing random stuff, like, doing random cardio or doing random machines. yeah, I think them fearing to lift weights is one of the biggest mistakes that I see, that they do in the gym.
Okay, yeah, I think that I agree. I agree with that because I used to be those women. Because you would go in the gym, every 5 minutes you're doing something different. You're on the cycling thing, you go on the treadmill, you jump around on your skip rope and whatever. But the thing
Yeah,
is, you're not targeting any particular muscles. You're not saying, because these days I can go to the gym for, let's say, an hour and a half, and in that hour and a half I've only done 3 exercises, but I'm only targeting like particular, let's say my glutes or my quads, something like that. But before, oh my God, I would be there, then you're here, then you're where. And the whole 2 hours goes by and you actually haven't done anything, but it's just like you've been in the gym.
you're just tired. You've
Yeah,
just
you're
been moving
tired.
around, like,
Yeah.
exhausted. Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Okay, so I'm glad that you broke it down like that. And I keep explaining that to some people that it's not about doing 10 exercises, even if you do one exercise, but you know what you're doing. Like, I'm targeting maybe my arms, I'm trying to tone my arms or something like that. It's better than just going around like doing everything. So
True.
let's talk about nutrition again, because like I mentioned, when I lived and worked in Dubai, sometimes it's hard to stay consistent and, okay, kind of disciplined when it comes to food, because you don't have the time to cook, you don't have the time to go to the supermarket and all that. And I feel convenience, especially in a city like Dubai, it's so convenient that you can order everything online. You can order your food, you can order your groceries, you can do everything. It just comes to your door, like at the
Yeah,
front door. So it's
yeah.
just like
That
how
that
how
is what I say. Dubai
yes.
spoils.
Yes, Dubai spills because I'm telling you, and ever since I think post COVID, it's actually become worse because there are people I know that don't get out of their house. They don't even walk. They don't walk. They just order everything online. And that's the thing I think I saw in Dubai, because in Dubai, like, oh my God, everything. Amazon, you can get it the same day. You can do whatever. So it just,
True.
yeah, it spoils you. So how can you encourage women? How can you stay disciplined? What advice would you give to a woman out there or anyone that's trying to stay disciplined? How, like, what tips can you give them to stay disciplined with their diet, and how can you make your diet easier to follow? Because sometimes taking out everything, like, that's nice. Let's say I'm not eating cookies anymore, I'm not eating chocolate anymore, sometimes it gets a bit overbearing, like you feel you're not enjoying the food that you're eating. So what tips would you give people that you yourself are using to stay disciplined
Yeah.
with your diet?
So definitely, if you look at this kind of life, yes, I mean, people in Dubai, that is the kind of life they are living, eating out, like, most of the times. But I could say women should prioritize protein in every meal you're eating out, or maybe you didn't get time to prepare your meal. Prioritize protein, okay, and try to prioritize, also focus on portion control. Okay, so if you look at how you're supposed to control your portions, how much veggies you're supposed to have, how much carbs you're supposed to, like, how much maybe carbs, like, carb sources like rice you're supposed to have, how much protein you're supposed to have. If you understand these things, I think they can help you fix that random lifestyle, like, of eating here and there. So definitely, if someone like me who lives in Dubai always eating out, so me prioritizing my protein and trying to look at uh, food portions, I think that could be a great thing to really be a game changer. Like, it can always work out, like, yeah, not just having random stuff, because it is always good for someone not to feel so restricted. Okay. Uh, when you understand these few things, I think you can be consistent in what you're trying to have on a daily basis. If you know, okay, you're supposed to eat in this kind of way, you're not supposed to eat in this kind of way, I think that can really work out, even if you're eating out. Yeah. So you understanding the portions you're supposed to have, you prioritizing protein. Yeah, it can really help to for you to balance things out, not feel so restricted, like, you have to be on a specific diet. But again, you're trying to control everything. You're trying to make everything be like, in place. That's what I can say. Yeah.
Okay, so actually what you're saying is that the problem isn't eating out, but it's
No.
understanding what you're eating.
Yes.
The portions, and also that, because okay, for me the reason I make my own food is because I want to know what's in my food, because sometimes I don't know what's in the food that has been
Yeah.
made outside. But also the thing is, because what I've realized lately is that sometimes the food is not the problem. Sometimes it's the things, maybe the oil that was used to make the food, or like the quantities of the oil that was used to make the food, things like that. So for me, that's kind of why I make my own food. But then I also wanted to ask, is it okay, like me, if I'm on a weight loss journey and I'm trying to lose weight, is it okay for me to eat something I really want every once in a while? Let's say I want to eat a burger and I've been dying to eat a burger for a while. Is it okay for me to eat that? Or should you take out all like carbs and cheese? And because there's all these videos online, and sometimes it can get overwhelming because you're like,
Yeah.
I can't even take milk. Like sometimes there's so many, all these gurus, they're like, don't take this,
I know.
don't eat that, don't eat this, don't eat that. But is it okay, let's say, for me to kind of sneak in a few things that I like every once in a while?
Yeah, like I've mentioned, you understanding what you're supposed to eat, you understanding how much your body needs to eat, depending on the goal that you're focused on, that will make a very big difference. Okay, I don't want you to feel so restricted. Okay, all these things that you see people okay saying you're not supposed to eat carbs, carbs make you fat. I mean, that is all crap if you really understand how nutrition works, okay? So you being consistent with what you're having on a daily basis and changing like your lifestyle in a way that you want to eat healthy on a daily basis. That really makes a big change. But again, as I've said, don't feel so restricted. If you feel like maybe having a burger, but you need to understand you're not supposed to have it on a daily basis. You can have it because you really need to get to a point where you should understand you taking care of what you're eating and taking care of yourself. It is a lifestyle. It is not something that you're gonna do like for a short while just because you wanna achieve a certain goal and then get off it, like have whatever you have you're supposed to have. So it is better for you to understand why you're eating a certain type of food and what impact it's going to have on your body. Okay, so definitely if you understand what maybe a burger can do to you after maybe like having all your calories you're supposed to eat in a day, you're gonna understand that okay, you're going to be in a surplus. You're going to gain weight. So it will be a smart decision for you to leave it. You understand? But
Okay.
that comes after you trying to understand this is a lifestyle. It is not a quick fix. It is not something that you're going to jump on 2 weeks or maybe 3 weeks. It is you understanding that these small changes that you're supposed to do on a daily basis, refusing to eat certain type of foods and refusing to do this and maybe doing the right thing makes a big change. But no guilt. You can have whatever you want to have if you understand the impact it's going to have on your body. It's good. The impact it's going to have on you. So that's what I can say.
Now that's definitely good news for me because, like, yes,
Mm,
I eat, okay, 8 out of 10. of my time I eat good food. But
Out.
yeah, no, I
Okay.
eat good. I don't eat out, by the way. I eat good food, but I try to. There are times when you're craving something and you really want to eat it and you don't want to feel guilty about eating it. So for me, that
Yeah.
actually works out really well for me when you say that. So what's your take on these things like intermittent fasting, detox teas and things like that? Okay, like kind of quick fix programs. What's your take on those things? Like because they've become really trendy lately. They're like
Yeah.
people do a lot of that. So what's your take on that?
Okay. If you look at quick fix programs, first of all, they are not sustainable. Okay. It is something you're gonna jump on. Definitely, if you're eating less, or maybe you're really tiring yourself out in the gym, working so hard, and maybe you're calorie restricting so much, you're going to lose weight. You're going to get like get the results you're looking for, but it's not going to be sustainable for a long time. Okay, what does it mean? It doesn't work. So if you look at intermittent fasting, if it is trying to help you control your calorie intake, it is good, but it is not the magic. You understand? It is not something so big that okay, if you do this, things are gonna happen. You understand? But if it's helping you stay on track, it is helping you to control your calories, it is a good thing, a very good thing. So if you look at detox teas, I think it is marketing, okay? Because if you look at the body, the liver and the kidneys, they do the detoxification. We don't need these things of I think I've had a few products of detox teas. I don't know, detoxifying whatever supplements they're selling. I see on the market. If you look at the substances that are in there, they're not actually good for you. You understand?
Mm.
And I've seen one thing, the biggest mistake, I mean, we do in Uganda, most of the population is not really educated about these things. I've seen someone selling detoxifying teas, but when I checked what was in there, it was a laxative, like it will, yeah, it is gonna like flush everything out of
Mm.
your system, and then you're gonna keep going to the toilet all the time. And maybe if you so people who don't know what they're doing, they think, okay, I'm getting everything out of my system, but you're getting dehydrated first of all, okay, because you're passing out everything, like a lot of stool, like water, a lot of nutrients from all these things. So all these things, you need to understand what really works. So I don't think the thing, it is marketing. It is, I won't say it is bullshit, but it doesn't work. Okay, you need to understand what is sustainable and what is really good and how really the body works, so that you don't fall prey for such marketing like strategies. Yeah, so definitely, if you understand like how things are supposed to be done, then if you get the knowledge, then you cannot fall prey for all these things.
Thank you actually for saying that. This is a public service announcement, I think, because government, like especially the Ugandan government, they need to really get serious about controlling these things that are on the market, because people are selling people anything just for losing weight, detox teas, what was slim tea, whatever, all that, and people don't actually know what they're putting in their
Yeah.
bodies. So thank you for sharing
So
that.
yeah, yeah. To add on that, I mean, I may not mention the name, but there is an influencer that sells. She's a Ugandan. She sells detoxifying teas. Okay, But I saw one of her videos mentioning about FDA telling her to take down that product, to stop selling it. But I think that product has been in the market for more than 3, 4 years, and people have been. I think it has been one of the best selling from her products. But what does it mean? It is not something good to have. That is why the FDA had to send her like a message. Please,
Mm,
you don't need to sell this product to the population. So
okay.
people need to understand all these things.
No, to be honest, I also used to do that because in the previous episode, I was saying that I used to do a 3 day dry
Yeah.
fast, nothing. I wouldn't eat, I wouldn't drink for 3 days. And after those 3 days, I would be like at 67 kgs because normally I'm like at 72 kgs, 71, but I would be like at 67 kgs. But I would gain back all that weight in just
Once you start eating,
once I start eating, boom, I'm like at 70, 75, 76, and I'm like, what's happening? So I really think what
yeah,
you're talking about is really important because you need to understand why you're doing anything, why you're
yeah,
taking that supplement, why you're doing this particular exercise, why, like, different things. I think it's a whole thing. So that's why actually that's what I was prefacing the episode with, that this isn't about quick fixes and like fast things that work quickly. It's about understanding first your body, and then knowing what works, what doesn't work, so that you don't repeat the same mistakes over and over again. So one thing I've realized as we get older, especially like in your 30s now, like some of us, I don't want to mention my age here, but some of us, as you get older, it's like I think you need to change some things in your
yeah.
lifestyle because as women get older, trust me, I don't know what it is, but there is something it's either the metabolism that has slowed down or something. It's just you're not the same in your 30s as you were in your 20s. Because when I was in my 20s, I never bothered what I ate, what I drank, whatever. I would lose the weight regardless. So I feel like, what are some of those changes that you think women need to make as they get older?
So definitely, like you've mentioned, once you hit a 30s, like mid 30s and maybe to 40s, uh, research shows we start losing 1% of muscle every year. Okay. So definitely the metabolism also slows down a little bit. So the things or the changes that ladies should focus on in their 30s is really focusing on strength training, first of all. They should focus on prioritizing protein like I said. They should prioritize also, or maybe focus on to stress management and better sleep. Okay, so because these are the few things that you can really look at and maybe can help you try to stay on top of the game. That's what I can say. You're trying to build a little bit of more muscle because you're losing muscle. Okay, you're working out, you're prioritizing protein, you're managing your stress. Okay, you're having enough sleep, and maybe yes, a little bit of cardio here and there for longevity, like for your cardiovascular, for your heart and lungs. You know, these few things. I think if women could really focus on these things, they could maybe slow down the aging process. Maybe stay on top of the game. That is what I can say.
Okay. So what you're saying
Yeah,
is actually stress contributes to poor fitness.
100%.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. Yeah, and as you
yeah,
get older, I think the stresses of life become more. You have so many things that stress you. So I think,
yeah,
I think it's important to have your stress under check. Yeah.
hmm
Okay.
yeah,
So as someone that has been consistent, and I think you're still being consistent in the gym, we can see it. We can see
yeah,
it from your physique and everything. Um,
yeah.
what tips would you give someone to maintain discipline? What would you say to someone that how do you maintain that discipline and consistency? Because sometimes you can start, most of us we start with the new year with resolutions of, oh, this year by March. There's actually this content creator who says that by March I will have this body or I'll fix this body. But it's like, how do you maintain that discipline and consistency even when motivation isn't there? Because sometimes the motivation just isn't there. Like, you're not motivated to go to the gym, you're not motivated to eat healthy, you're not motivated to do anything. So how do you maintain that discipline and consistency?
So definitely what I could say, motivation fades, okay? And over time, you're not going to be motivated, but you trying to understand and try to understand what you're supposed to do on a daily basis, okay? And trying to start slowly, not trying to, like, jump onto things, like, going way too fast. Like you've said, January by March, I'm gonna have my
My
goal,
summer body.
my summer body.
Yeah.
No, I want it, like, it is better for you to start small, understand how you're supposed to eat. If it is workout, just start with walking, just start with being active. So definitely you're going to understand what the body needs over time, and you'll be able to adjust over time with just jumping onto something and then doing random stuff that you're going to fall off after some time. So I could say start small, okay? Start small, build the habits. Those habits are going to keep you in the game, even when motivation is not there, because habits take a long time to really change. Yeah, so if you really start small, so yes, start small, focus on to these few things, you will be able to adjust over time. You'll see where the missing gaps are. You try to fill them in. So definitely, if you start changing your habits, even if you're not motivated, you're gonna stay on track. Yeah,
Mm.
that is what I can say.
Okay, that's true. That's true because I am a big believer in building habits because I
Yeah.
believe you can't just start at 100 at anything. You have to start
Hmm.
somewhere. So for me, I think that has also helped in my own fitness journey of building the habits because for me it's like I have this thing of by 6:30 I have to be in the gym, latest
Yeah.
7. So even if I'm not feeling so well, I will be in the gym. Even if I spend 5 minutes or 10 minutes there and I feel like, okay, today is not working out, I will go, but I will have stepped in the gym. So I have that thing
Yeah.
of I will go to the gym. So I feel people think it just like you have to start at 100 because Najib
No.
is running 1 hour 30 minutes on the treadmill. Even me, I have to run 1 hour 30 minutes on the treadmill. I think even 5 minutes is okay if you start, you build that, you do the 5 minutes, then you do the 10 minutes, you do the 15 minutes, and so on. So like you keep building because I think
Mm.
for me, I'm a big advocate for baby steps. It's not like you
Yeah.
can't just jump into being excellent at something or jump into being good at something. So I'm happy that you talked about that, about the habit
Mm,
building.
yes, maybe one thing that I left out that I can mention is you building a routine, or maybe having a routine in place, a sustainable routine. I'm not going to have you or get you a routine that doesn't fit your lifestyle. Okay? So get a routine that fits your lifestyle. Definitely you're not going to fall off it. You understand? So, like you said, you wake up at this time, have your coffee, you have to go maybe work out before you get to work. Maybe you have your first meal around maybe 11 a.m. So this is a routine, okay? You're going to be able to sustain this because it fits your lifestyle. So I think even when motivation is not there, you having a sustainable routine will help you to stay on top of the game.
That's true. I
Yeah.
absolutely agree. And also for me, I think it's like I make gym enjoyable for me. When I go to the gym, I try to listen to something I really like. Maybe I listen to a podcast, or I
Mhm.
listen to a music that I like. So it like, though I'm kind of putting stress on my body, it's not as hard. I feel like I'm enjoying this experience. So I feel like if you make it more enjoyable, it's also easier to do. And also, like, for the girls, I don't know if Najib is the same for guys, but for me, I like to get myself cute gym outfits, because every time I wear them and I feel cute and I feel whatever, I kind of, it encourages me to go to the gym, because I
No,
feel,
yeah,
yeah, I feel
it it
sexy
it,
or
it
whatever,
no
I feel
it
good.
does.
Yeah, so
It does
I
for
think that's
it does
also,
for everybody,
yeah.
both men and women. Whenever you get a new shoe,
Mm.
whenever you get some new outfits, definitely want to try them out, and then they'll get you to the gym. So definitely it works for everybody. That's what I think. Men and
Okay, I
women.
don't know. I'm so glad like we talked about that, because I feel I want you to, is it hard? Okay, let me just ask this briefly, because we're running out of time. But is it hard for you even now, after all these years of being a trainer? Is it still hard for you
Yeah.
sometimes to go to the gym to work out?
If that question specifically goes to me,
Hmm.
no, it is not hard at all
Hmm.
because I'm in a place where I'm doing this. First of all, it is a lifestyle that I chose, and I'm doing this because I love it, and I even get paid out of it. So I don't feel like I'm even working. You see me on my vacation going to the gym, where most people think like on vacations they're supposed to be sleeping and then eating, like, not doing nothing. So you understand? It is a lifestyle that I chose. It has never been hard for me to go to the gym.
Okay.
Yeah, for years. Yeah, never.
Okay, that's good. And okay, for me anyway, what has helped me is, for you, I can see the results. I know you don't want to lose that body. Like, everyone knows. I think that's part
At
of your
all.
brand. That's part of your brand, like how you look, like your image. It's easier also for you as a trainer to tell someone that you can look like me if you come
Yes.
to the gym. But for me also, what I realize is, the more you work out and you start seeing the results, like for me especially, like in my body, when you start seeing that, oh my God, my waist is small. Oh my God, my glutes are getting bigger. Oh my God, my quads are getting bigger. It kind of encourages you to go more, because it's like you look better in your clothes, and you just like the whole aesthetic now better. So I think that's one thing to encourage someone there, that once you start seeing those results, my dear, like, people will be chasing you out of the gym, because you'll be going and going and going and going. So just before we close, I wanted us to go through the rapid fire. Just tell me what you think. The first thing that comes to your mind, don't overthink it.
Ah,
Yeah.
all right. All
The
right.
first thing that comes to your mind, don't overthink it. So, what do you think is the best workout for women?
Strength training.
Any particular one, maybe sumo squats or something, or whatever, some particular one?
Okay. Lower body workout.
Okay, okay, all right, okay. And what do you think of lunges?
They are a great exercises for both the quads and glutes.
Okay,
It, it,
okay,
it is one of really a good exercise,
okay. All right.
but
So
a
your best
challenging one
exercise
also.
for women would be the lower body workout.
Yeah,
Okay. Cardio before or after weights?
it depends what you're training for, but most of the times after training weights.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
One food women should stop fearing.
carbohydrates, rice.
Okay. 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 I wanted you to explain on that, but now it's because we are in the rapid fire. I don't want to go in, but yeah. What's the
Uh,
biggest gym myth you're tired of hearing?
ah, I'm going to get bulky if I start lifting weights. I don't want to look like men.
Ah, okay. Hmm. You've
Yeah,
broken that down for us, so I think it's very clear now. So for abs, if I want to get abs, is it only workouts or diet?
I would say diet. So the more you can only get your abs visible if you are on a lower fat percentage. You
Okay.
can do many workouts of abs. You can and never see your abs if your diet is not dialed in, if you still have a higher fat percentage.
Okay. I never had it explained that way because I used to think it's all about the workout and like the exercises and all that. Okay. So,
Not at all.
okay. Morning or evening workouts?
Whatever you can stick on, whatever really works around your schedule, your lifestyle, it is the best time. The best time you feel that works for you. It doesn't matter morning or evening, but most people have higher energy levels in the morning.
Yeah, that's true. Because for me, I get it out of the way. It's the first thing I do in the morning because I know if I don't do it, it's not going to happen. I won't do it. So for me, it's morning. I do it in the morning. One habit that changes everything.
Going to the gym.
Okay. Okay. That's only going to the gym or any kind of workout.
No, I mean, if you say like a habit, I mean, okay, yeah, working out, it's a habit everybody should jump on. It has a
Okay.
lot of benefits.
Mm,
Yeah.
okay. So as we get to the closing remarks, I just wanted you to give us your final remarks and tell us if a woman feels like she's stuck in her body right now, maybe there's sometimes when you've been identified a certain way like most of your life. Maybe you're a big woman, everyone knows that you're big. Maybe everyone knows that you're fat, everyone knows that, and you feel you can't change that anymore. Like that's your it has actually become your identity. What would you say to that woman? Like, what's the first step she should take tomorrow if she wants to lose weight, she wants to change her life, and she doesn't want to be identified like that anymore?
So I would say something. I think it is not funny, but nobody's big boned. Like nobody has a bigger skeleton.
Mm,
So what I can say tomorrow, start small, okay? Or maybe if you need help, look for a professional, look for somebody who knows the stuff to help you out. Like if it is tomorrow, let somebody get you a structure of what you're supposed to do. Okay. But I would love you to really start small. If it's changing your habits, maybe tomorrow go for a walk. If you've not been walking, you don't need to go to the gym the first day. No. It is you understanding that, okay, I need to be active. Tomorrow, go for a walk. Or maybe tomorrow, try to start eating healthy. Start with your breakfast. Make some eggs. Don't eat your leftovers of the pizza you had last night. Yeah. So I
okay,
would
so
say,
small
yeah,
changes, small
yeah,
changes,
small
baby
changes.
steps. Yeah. Yeah, because, and
Yes.
also I'm glad that you spoke about getting help, because I think a lot of people have this thing of I have to do it all myself. I have to, like, I think it's important to know that there's all these resources out there to help you, like to take steps. You can go on YouTube maybe for the first week, watch people working out, see how people are doing it, see how it's being done. Like, it's not about like, oh, from one day I come out of my house, I'm this big person who feels I can't do anything, and then the next day I'll be like maybe six pack or whatever. No, it's like step by step. Like, just take simple steps, watch some YouTube, maybe get an online trainer, get a nutritionist if you can afford that, someone to help you with these things, because I think a lot of people struggle alone, yet there are all these resources out there. So as someone that has been in fitness for over 10 years, I think now, and even you say that you
Yeah.
don't you don't get tired, you don't get tired of the gym, you don't feel like you're working. What's one thing you want people to know about fitness that you think everyone should know about fitness?
I think working out fixes a lot of stuff, or maybe fitness fixes a lot of stuff. So definitely, if you know you're supposed to go to the gym, you're supposed to eat in a certain way. This is some kind of discipline, and there is no such a person that is disciplined that doesn't have their life together. You understand? For you just having a routine of working out in the morning, definitely you got to manage your time. So I think everybody that works out at a certain point, they are disciplined in life, not only with just the fitness lifestyle, maybe their eating habits.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm glad you say that because I'm a firm believer that how you do anything is how you do everything. For me, I believe like the discipline you carry into something, let's say like fitness or being disciplined, that you're not eating everything. You're not, because before when I was younger, I would eat everything. I could go by the road. I see chicken. I want the roasted chicken. I get it. I see the maize, whatever roasted maize. I get it. But that discipline of knowing that lucky your calories are these, you're going to eat this, you can't eat this and stuff. I think I carry that into everything else that I do, whether it's this podcast, whether it's my work, whether it's whatever. I'm a firm believer that how you do anything is how you do everything. So I'm so glad you were able to join me today, Najib. Thank you for sparing your time because I know it's not easy for someone to give you an hour of their time. I'm so glad you could join me today.
My pleasure to speak to you. My pleasure to be here. Thank you for hosting me. And yes, thank you so much.
Yeah, like as always, how we say here on the Cinnamon Beauty podcast is that beauty is so much more than what you see in the mirror. It's that courage that you have, the resilience that you have to do things that might have seemed impossible before. And the speaker today, Najib, shared that it's baby steps. Take baby steps. Don't push yourself so hard in the beginning. Start small, and eventually you will see that that small effort that you put in, as long as you're consistent with it, it's going to compound and you're going to see the results that you're looking for. And as you know, as I always say at the end of my videos, I hope that this video helped you in some way. And if you feel someone needs to hear this episode, please share it with them. And if you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? What are you doing? Subscribe, like this video, and as always, sending you my love and endless blessings. Stay fabulous.